G'day D-Live and welcome back to the Gives a Minutes D-Live stream for a Thursday afternoon part 2. It has just gone 2 minutes past 8 in the PM for me. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening to you. Whatever the time it is, wherever you're consuming this content, you're always welcome right here on the Gives a Minute D-Live stream. Looking into the chit chat, I see Tall Ship, I see Davo, I see Jake Hudson, I see Tidy Labs, that's me, I see Davo, well I've already said that, I see JD Max, I see 5 Crew, and therefore 5 freaking cheeses, because everyone gets a cheers when they join the Gives a Minute D-Live stream chit chat. This glass, that microphone, when these two things touch each other, somehow, somewhere in some galaxy, unidentifiable, that represents the cheers. I'm not sure why that is either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cheeses. Let me back up a little here. First of all, there is an issue with Tidy Labs. It's been happening all day. No matter what I do, I cannot get any Tidy Labs to work on my streams. We just did a 3-hour stream earlier, my regular stream. This is an additional one because of crypto. All through that 3-hour stream, couldn't get Tidy Labs to work. Can't get it to work here, so you won't hear any Mayunas, wow! Nothing. I don't know. I've not done anything different. Tidy says there's nothing at his end. It's just not working. I don't know what to say. I've rolled back. I've rolled forward. I'm on OBS 27.1.0, but I did roll back 27.0.1. Same thing there. I haven't done anything. All I'm trying to tell you is it's not on my end. The chat won't come up on screen. The donations the text you see on my screen right there. This is not Tidy Labs. This is just like a text file. But normally you'd have followers. Follower goal, viewers watching, the on-screen chat, and all the additional specimens that we have, but they're not working. So I'm going to address the chat here, and we are going to then get directly into the content because this is a thing that I need to do. It's kind of like timing is a bit of the essence here. But let me just go back up and where is my mouse? Here it is. Tall Ship says Rev Jim. That was the end of the stream that we just did an hour and a half ago. We didn't host Rev Jim. We ended up hosting Ms. Lolo. Yeah, she didn't stay live very long. Davo with a lemon, thank you. Wow! I mean, I'll do those every now and then if I can. Davo says, bye all. See you, Davo. Jake says, sticker. And there's Tidy Labs, me testing a lemon. So I've been testing and unloading and checking the URLs and copying and pasting and doing all this stuff, and nothing I've done, nothing I can do fixes it. So I just gave up at one point. Second D-Live stream. Cool. Davo, hello, man. Good to see you. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Little cheers for you. 5 a.m. and just popping in to see if you got your screen issues fixed, brother. Have a good stream. To answer the question super quickly, no, I did not. I don't know what to say. Yeah, Tidy says it's fine. It's obviously not. I mean, if I had have done something, like if I'm using a new ISP or a new something, I would have said, yeah, I've done something, but I haven't done anything. Just go to stream one day and then they're not there. None of them are there. Like none of the Tidy Lab stuff is there. So, JD Max, wow! TKK, hey Gives, how you doing TKK? Good to see you, man. And then JD Max answered, I don't see on screen. Yeah, still, yeah, it's just, you'll get it squared away. Oh, we'll just see what happens, all right? We'll just see what happens. I mean, it wouldn't be a Gives a Minute stream without a Mayunas. Wow! I hope it gets fixed soon. By the way, this stream won't be too long. Whatever it takes, half an hour, 40 minutes. Won't be a very long one. Just a little bumper crypto stream. I'll explain why momentarily, though. Double duty today, Melbourne Doug. I'm shunting, and I've shunted. How you doing, man? It's after hours for you, or are you still at work, man? Mayunas is live today. Mayunas, wow! Congrats on 808,000. See, that's the thing. I can't see the followers, dude. I don't see it. You could say a number and I'd be like, yeah, okay. And by the way, let's not forget that number. Not very accurate, considering trolls. Why on earth did my iPhone just jump in I always have my stream playing on my iPhone, and I kid you not, it jumped onto someone else's stream. What is with that? This is sitting there playing my stream, and I look up and I see someone else. Piper Skills starting soon. What? I mean, I don't want to be the one to bear bad news, but what on earth is going on? That was playing. Am I still live here? TKK with the diamond. Tell me. I just want to tell you how it feels. Thank you, TKK. James in Germany. Cheers. Yo, James, how you doing? And MJ Mama J, how you doing? I'm a little perplexed by this. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know whose stream that is. It's not mine. I mean, am I still even here? I can see it on the restream. What? What? The DLive app just went. You're not watching Gives a Minute anymore. Instead, you're gonna watch this stream. And I only have that up there so I can see. Now, this is on a separate network, right? So I see what the stream sees. That's the whole reason I have this going. And just then I'm like, what? Round 2 for the night, JD Max. Super happy with you for the negative prognosis on no cancer. Thank you, man. That's the first time when negative is a good thing. Your phone is trolling. I mean, I'm kind of waiting to see what this is, hey? Who does anybody know who this streamer is? Mine's been doing that too, Gibbs. I don't. So you'll be watching a stream and it will just change to someone else's? Well, shh. I want to swear, but I'm not going to. When a new stream starts, it will sometimes jump to someone else's stream. Wow. I can see you, Gibbs, as I like when you hit your glass in the mic. Thank you, Davo. Is it that identify and obstruct thing? Doesn't say that. It just says Piper Skills. So anyway, in other news, I'm going to put this... Oh, hang on. Let's go back to my stream, right? How can I get back to me? How can I get back to my stream? DLive, what are you doing? I mean, I know the ship's going down, but crikey. Where's my stream here? All right, so there's my stream. All right, there's my stream. I'm live, I think. Okay, so there's my stream back up. Now, if that changes again, I'll get very, very angry. Let me put this back. Put this back up here. That's the reason it's up there, so I can verify the stream's working. All right. No idea, but wow, that's shit. Okay, so here's the thing. The reason we're doing this stream is because PulseChain testnet is now live, the testnet, and there's been conversations that testnet will last between 2 to 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks. We don't know. We don't actually know. But the thing is, if you want to get involved with PulseChain at the beginning of its life, you should be doing things around about now. Now is the time to sort of start preparing. And when I say preparing, essentially I mean, and oh, hang on a second. Whoa, back up a little. Beep, beep, beep. First of all, take a look at this hideous head. Look at it. Are you looking? Does it look like a financial advisor? No, I am not advising financially. All I'm doing is advising. You put the financial bit at the end of that, that's on you. I'm not financially advising you. I'm not advising you financially. I'm just advising. So bear that in mind. I couldn't be a financial advisor. They would laugh at me. If I went in for a job at a financial advisory firm, they'd say, look at you, man. Get a haircut, put on a real shirt. What are you doing, man? You can't work here. So take this as it is. You can look at it as entertainment. You can look at it as education. You can look at it as advice. You just can't look at it as financial advice. So it's on you, you flaming Yahoo. If you use this financially, I gotta tell you, I told you. I've already told you. I don't have to tell you again. So here's the thing, though. This is what I'm doing. I don't have the disposable income to throw on PulseChain, to just chuck money down. I don't have it. You might, and props to you if you do. If you don't, you want to round up whatever the funding you have and make sure you have that in your MetaMask wallet. In an ideal sense, you'd have it as liquid hex. However, you can have it as any other or most of the ERC20s that you find in MetaMask on the Ethereum chain will work. Now, what will happen? This is what will work. The moment Pulse Chain launches, there'll be a window, a period of time. And during that period of time, whatever you have in your wallet, in your MetaMask or other wallets, but I'm using MetaMask, inside that as an ERC20, you get a duplicate of that on the Pulse Chain. Did you hear that? You get a duplicate of it. If you're lucky enough to have Hex already staked, which I do, I get a duplicate of that as well. So forgetting Hex for the time being, forgetting eHex, Ethereum Hex, we're going to be looking towards PHEX, Pulse Chain Hex. This is what this point of this is, Pulse Chain. If you have some stuff laying around, maybe you've got some, they call them shitcoins. You could call them altcoins. You have some of these other coins that are floating around. The advice I'd have to you would be to get them into your MetaMask wallet as Liquid Hex or as an ERC20 that you might already have. Put them in your MetaMask. Even if you don't leave them there forever, leave them there for the Pulse Chain launch and get the duplicate and then do whatever you want with them. So what I'm doing, and this is the point I'm doing this today, I've got some TRX, the Tron blockchain. You know about it, right? DLive, right? It's on the Tron chain. So I've got a bunch of TRX that I had locked up inside a DApp called Bankroll.network. The idea of it is that you provide liquidity to this staking pool and then you earn rewards off it. Now, it's a little lousy because there's a 10% fee going in and a 10% fee coming out. So I always said, well, I don't mind. We'll do this once, one in and one out. We'll keep it for 12 months. Thing is, I wasn't expecting Richard Heart to do what he's doing with this Pulse Chain. And I've actually got about $1,000 in TRX kind of stashed into that Bankroll.network. Now, where would you rather have it? I know what I'd rather. I'd rather have that $1,000 as Liquid Hex in my MetaMask ready for Pulse Chain. And now that the testnet has launched, well, the time's dwindling to get that together. So what I'm doing, I'm taking out my Bankroll. It's actually called Stronghold. I'm taking out my Stronghold and I'm dumping it into, well, I'm going to, into TRX. It's going to come into TRX. Then we're going to convert it to Hex in my MetaMask. Now, the reason this is a staggered approach is because, as you will be aware, right? Anytime you transact on a blockchain, there's a fee involved. Now, the way the Tron chain works out, and by the way, this is probably going to get a little techie. If you're not familiar with this, it might be a little. Just try to play along. You got to pay a fee you got to pay to play, right? You got to pay to play. On the Tron chain, you either pay in liquid TRX, or if you've frozen TRX, you get what they call energy and bandwidth. And these two things up and down fluctuate with the transactions that you're making. So instead of spending money, you're spending energy and bandwidth to transact. Now, when the energy goes all the way to the bottom, if you keep transacting, it goes to none, and then you start burning your liquid TRX, which, I mean, it depends how much you have. If you have enough to kick around, fine. But I don't want to burn TRX. I want to just use my energy and my bandwidth that I've got from freezing TRX. So, we've already done this process once or twice. You need to leave, all right, so you need to leave 10% of your stronghold in Bankroll.network. As far as I'm aware, CompTech tells me otherwise, but as far as I'm aware, you need to leave 10% in. So what we've been doing is we've been taking out, so let's just say I had 10,000 in there, 10,000 stronghold. Well, we took out, we left 10% of 10,000 in there and we took the first bit out. And that burnt down my energy and my bandwidth. And therefore I said, well, that's the only transaction I can do today. I'm not burning TRX. I'll wait for it to burn, to build back up, and then we'll come back in. And that's why we're here tonight, because the energy and bandwidth is fully stacked and we're ready to transact. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to, I'm going to bring up the Brave browser here, folks. If you're not using the Brave browser, you bloody well should be. You know why? Because you earn TRX What? You earn basic attention token, not TRX. You get it. You get a crypto. And by the way, not tonight. Another time, I'm going to be taking out my basic attention token, and I'm going to add that to my stack for Pulse Chain. But tonight we're focusing on TRX in Bankroll. So let's go. First of all, let's open up my TronLink wallet. Okay, it's still logged in. Beautiful. So what we can see here, energy level, fully maxed at 141,774 energies. Now you can't really see that number, but trust me, that's the number. 141,774 fully maxed ounces. Bandwidths, 1,500s. That's my full bandwidth, my full energy. The way I get that is if you click on your TRX here, you can see here. Oh, they've even changed the terminology. It's now called staked. It used to be called frozen. So it's now staking. That's cool. Makes it easier. Everyone else uses the word staking. So my frozen or staked balance is 5,601 TRX, and my liquid TRX is available balance of 44. In an ideal world, I do not want to burn any of this liquid TRX. That's why we made sure that this energy and this bandwidth is back to the max. So now if we go to bankroll.network, this will tie in through my TronLink wallet. And I'm sorry, I'm going to neglect the chat momentarily while I do this, because it's more of a process, whereas I love live streaming because we can chat. But when we start this process, we'll take the conversation after the process. So I see Mama J. Are energy and bandwidth metaphors, or are you literally giving away processing power? It's a metaphor. You're not actually taxing your system. You're just using you're using crypto. Why do I do that? You're using currency you'll facilitate. Good question. Not 100% certain. You're facilitating a transaction and you're paying for it, but you're not paying in the currency. You're paying in energy. You've already paid in the currency because you've frozen it or you staked it. So just remember that this will always stay up here for me, even though you won't see it. It'll come in and come out. So we go down here to Stronghold. This is the what do they call these? These are inside the bankroll. They're not games, they're functions, I suppose. Gee, it's really warm in here. Can I just open my door up, folks? Just 1 second. I'm gonna go and open this door up. Really, really warm back here. Whew. Get some fresh air up in this beast. So, Stronghold. What you can see here, I have 103 strongholds still remaining in my stake, if you like. I've already withdrawn 11,000. So this amount here is the amount I've withdrawn, and sorry, I've sold. So Stronghold, without going too deep into the woods here, you don't need to really know about this because this is just where it's held for me at the moment. But this Stronghold, I need to get into the divs, and then I need to withdraw my divs. But I don't want to leave. This is worth 11 US dollars. You see that figure right there? The Stronghold I've got on here is worth 11 US dollars. Now, I was under the impression that I had to leave 10% in Stronghold. Comptech today told me that's not actually correct. You should be able to you should be able to sell. This is the feature we're using here, sell Stronghold. You should be able to sell. I've got 103. I should be able to sell 102 and leave 1 in there, not necessarily leaving 10%. So I'm willing to give that a shot, even though if it doesn't work, it's going to burn up the energy and we're going to be done, right, for the night on this particular installment. But let's give it a shot, considering Comptech has suggested this. So confirming before we do, I've got a full bar of energy, 141,773. I got a full bar of bandwidth, 1,500. Let's go down to sell. We are going to sell all but one of these strongholds. That's going to put it in. That's going to accumulate my divs up a little. So we're going to sell 102 of these, and that's going to leave us. So that's going to be 117 TRX. Live and learn, MJ Mama. Exactly. Let's try this. This will give us a transaction on the Tron scan, which we can now check. We don't want to see a failed transaction. Success, you ripper, you beauty, you beautiful specimen. And we can see right here, it consumed 71,644 energies and the bandwidth of 313. So now if I click back up on my TronLink wallet, we will see if we refresh, this will go down. So that went down to 70,000 and that down to 1,188. So, and if we look back on here, we now have a remaining stronghold of 21, it's worth 21 cents. 21 cents is what that stronghold, 1.9 stronghold is worth 21 cents. However, what we have at our leisurely exposure, no, that's not the right words. What we have at our disposal is these divs. Now these divs are measured in TRX. So that is 11,925 TRX. If we go to CoinMarketCap and we come in and punch in TRX up here, this is what the value of TRX right now. It's worth 8 cents. So if I have, how much did I say? Now, I don't know why they've got a decimal point there. It's so strange that there's a decimal point right there. 11.925 K. The K, the dot means it's 11. It's very strange. Either way, it's 11,925. Let's go and just check what that's worth. We'll take the dot out here. Take the dot out of that. So that's worth 1,047 US dollars as it stands right now, which is great, right? That's $1,000 I'm going to be able to smash into Liquid Hex. However, there is a point here to make. Before I withdraw, did you do that in your head, MJ Mama? You just did it in your head? Wow, that's pretty cool. Mathematician, you. So if I hit withdraw right now, that's going to take these divs and dump them straight into here, into my TRX in my TronLink wallet, which is going to make the value of my TRX 1,000, approximately 1,000, about 1,500 approx. However, as you see, the energy here and the bandwidth here, I'm not 100% certain if that process of withdrawing is going to burn more than this energy. If it's gonna consume 71,000, we don't have enough to transact as yet without burning liquid TRX. We don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a little while, and while we wait to see, at least to see if that gets up to 72,000. I'm very scared to do the withdraw tonight. I might even wait till it gets maxed out again. But what we're going to do anyway, at this particular juncture, I would love to go and have a quick look at I'm going to say TRX again, the Pulse Chain testnet. Now there are a great number of, hang on, what's with my hideous hair? How come nobody told me my hair? Look at my freaking hideous head. You think this is a financial advisor's head? Look at this hideousness. How come nobody told me I look like a monster? There are a lot of Mexican... This is my second stream today. Give me a little scope here. There are a lot of Hexicans out there on the tubes of you who have already made videos explaining Pulse Chain testnet. And what I want to do now, while we wait to see how much energy does accumulate, let's take a look at the 3 that I've seen. Before we do that though, let's have a look at the chat and see if I missed anything. Do you have plenty of antivirus on your phone, bruh? I don't use any antivirus on my phone. Dude, why would you need antivirus on an iPhone? Has anybody ever had antivirus on an iPhone? Never. I've never had that, dude. James in Germany, you flaming Yahoo. You like that? Did I say that before? I think I did, didn't I? You flaming Yahoos. Advise the advisors to make good investment advice, but not real financial advice, or we won't tell you again. That's it. I know he is saying words, but those words together mean confusion to me. Bear with me, guys. I'll figure this out, but I'm super shiny new. MJ Mama, I gotta tell you, the crypto world, it might seem a little complex, Might seem a little inundating at first. It's actually not that tricky. There's no trick to it. It's just a simple trick. So let's move in and have a look. This first video is from Crypto Coffee. I do watch this guy relatively consistently. Pulse Chain Testnet is live. Let's take a look at his video.
What's up, everybody? I'm excited to be here today to talk about a historic milestone in the Pulse Chain development cycle. And the testnet has officially been released on the GitLab. And so we're going to dig into what that means and how you can play around with it. And it was really just launched an hour ago. So this is an awesome update, very critical, very last minute. But we're going to take a look into what's been being developed behind the scenes on Pulse Chain and how you can connect to the testnet yourself on MetaMask. And again, this is not real PLS tokens being launched or anything, but it's really exciting to learn how Pulse Chain is actually going to work with borderline free and instantaneous transactions, solving all the problems of gas fees on Ethereum. And we're going to learn all about how to visualize it and even connect to it because it was just released 1 hour ago. So I am super excited.
Dude, that is super new. Hey, it's only gone live 1 hour ago and he's already making a video. He must be pretty confident he can work it. Work it.
This is a really monumental milestone in the development of Pulse Chain. And we're just going to go to the GitLab.com.
Whoa. There's a faucet? Pulse faucet? See that? Where's my mouse? Come over here. There's a faucet for Pulse? Seriously? They're drip feeding Pulse out? Although it's not real Pulse yet, is it? It's probably for testing.
GitLab.com/PulseChainCom. And you can go there yourself. This is what it looks like. This is where all the code is stored. The Go Pulse is the official repository for the fork of Ethereum, which is Pulse Chain. The developers have just 1 hour ago today released the Pulse Faucet and the Pulse Chain Testnet. Now, Faucet, for those of you that don't know, is just something where you can actually get free tokens to continue to play around with Pulse Chain. So the Pulse Faucet is something you can run on your local machine and get free test PLS tokens. Again, there's not real PLS yet. Real PLS does not exist.
I wonder, will there be a real Pulse Faucet? If not, can we force it to happen?
But we can play around with TPLS, which is the test version. So we're going to look into the testnet first. Click right here. And we're going to hop over to the testnet repository. And we'll scroll down to the Pulse Chain testnet. And connecting your MetaMask is very simple and very straightforward. The instructions are all right here. You should already have MetaMask, so we'll walk through it together for the first time.
By the way, just as a heads up, I'm probably not going to go through and go for the testnet. I'm just going to focus my time, get everything ready, waiting for mainnet. You may go for the testnet, sure. I'm not going to. I don't think so anyway. I mean, at this stage, I'm not that deep in sort of coding, and even if there was issues, I wouldn't even know really how to report them or whatnot. So I'm probably going to let these guys do all the test netting, netting of the test, and then when it goes mainnet, at least we'll be ready to go. That's the way I look at it.
So I'm going to open my MetaMask.
But on that same note, it's really important to see this, to see what's going on, and to kind of keep the timeline sort of together so that you. What I'm trying to illustrate to all of you Yahoos is that if you want to get involved, there are things you can be doing right now, and that's what I'm doing. And you might need to do similar things. Ultimately, you want to wind up with liquid hex in your MetaMask wallet. That's it, basically, in a nutshell.
And I'm just going to walk you through connecting to it right on the screen here, because this is what you're going to end up having to do when Pulse Chain goes live. So why not get some practice right now, right? So click on the green Ethereum mainnet button right here. Okay?
Well, because this is like tutorial-esque, I'm going to. Oh, we'll just leave it like that, I guess. Oh no, that's too small. Hang on a sec. Let's let me bring this in here. Does that go full screen though? That's that's not what I wanted to do. What about if I hit that button? That's okay. So in a nutshell, bad luck. Or do you want? I could just leave it like that. That might be better because at least you can see it, right?
You're going to see all the networks that you're currently connected to.
Yeah, that's better.
Ethereum, maybe you're connected to Matic or Binance Smart Chain. We're going to go down to custom RPC right at the bottom, the very, very bottom. And then just fill out all the fields as you see directly in front of you on the GitLab page for the Pulse Chain testnet. So the network name is Pulse Chain testnet.
Yo, H-Man in the house. I didn't even see you, man. Is it monumental or money-mental? Monumental or money-mental? Asking for a friend. Money-mental. The term monumental? Monumental? It's definitely not money-mental. Have you been Monumental? Monumental. It's monumental. This could be both though. Pulse chain.
The RPC URL is https://rpc.testnet.pulsechain.com. The chain ID is going to be 940. It's 940. Make sure you enter that exactly right. The currency symbol is going to be TPLS because we want to remind ourselves that this is not real Pulse, right? So we're going to add that T just to remind you that it's test tokens right now. We're just playing around and we're just getting a feel for what is to come in the future, which is really exciting to see it actually come to life.
You know, I meant
in the physical reality.
I do know that. Your words alone there, Hendrik, not my words.
And finally, the Block Explorer URL is https://scan.pulsechain.com. And we're going to go to that website in a minute to show you guys how fast and cheap PulseChain really is. So we've entered everything in here and it all checks out. I'm going to do one last double check and I am going to save that. And we just click save and boom, I've just added another network to my MetaMask wallet. So if I click down here, I'm now connected to the PulseChain testnet. And if you happen to have any Ethereum in your previous wallet, which you probably did for gas fees and all that Ethereum will automatically be converted to TPLS. So if you do want to play around with anything, you know, if you did have Ethereum previously and you are kind of a technical person, you can go ahead and use your TPLS to run transactions or experiment and play around. And alternatively, you can try to run the faucet yourself too and get some free test PLS tokens that way. For example, in this account of mine, because I had 0.0541 Ethereum, I now have 0.0541 test pulse chain token.
See that? That's the duplicating, right? Right there. Because he had 0.0514 Ethereum, he now has 0.0541 test pulse. Yo, Tall Ship, at least you're here. At least you're here, Tall Ship.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. And that's how you connect your MetaMask to different networks, right? And that's all Pulse Chain is. It's a different network that we're using the same software MetaMask to connect to, but we're using it on a different network. So
pretty easy.
We can scroll down here.
I've added a network before, so I didn't. Just from my point of view, that's nothing new. And maybe for you it was new, but there you go.
We could see that you can connect to a Pulse Chain node as well. So if you want to make your own testnet node, you're going to have a computer with some actual decent specs. So you're going to need at least 750 gigabytes of free storage, which I do have on this computer, but I'm not going to bore you by downloading the entire blockchain on this video. You're going to need 4 cores in your CPU at least as a minimum, and 8 gigabytes of RAM are recommended. So this particular machine that I'm on has all that, but I am not going to download it yet. I mean, the testnet only came out 1 hour ago, so I'm just going to read through this and try to explain it a little bit. And the software that you're going to need if you want to run a Pulse Chain testnet node, in addition to the hardware, is that they recommend Docker. So you can just click on the Docker link right here. And Docker is basically just on Windows, Mac, or Linux, whatever platform you have. It helps you spin up code faster because it creates containers that can run, code from any repository regardless of what environment you're in. And that's kind of the recommended way that they're doing this. So you're going to want to get Docker first if you're a technically minded person and just run the commands right down here in the command line. It's really simple. You just copy and paste these commands into your command line. And if you're new to all this, it could be a fun way to learn about just command line in general. Right? On Windows, we just pull up CMD and we can see this is our command line. And once we have all the things that we need, we just copy scripts from the GitLab and we copy them over to here, right? Now this isn't going to work because I don't have Docker right now. So this is a really good opportunity for people that don't know command line right now to kind of get familiar with it, because right now there's no UI. There's no user interface for Pulse Chain testnet as far as I know, other than the Block Explorer, but you can run some of the cool commands on Go Pulse. So if you actually do want to connect a Pulse Chain node on the testnet, again, you need a pretty good size of free storage to download the entire blockchain. You need a good amount of CPU cores and a good amount of RAM, which are all recommended. And for software, you're going to need Docker, and you're just going to want to run, copy, paste all these scripts.
I'm on a MacBook Pro. I won't be doing that.
From the website into your command line, whatever you're on, Mac, Windows, or Linux. Then we can go back out. We can see that if you want to do the faucet, you can easily just go ahead and git clone the code for the faucet, right? This is actually the code for the ETH faucet. And you can just code that to your main library. Now, I've already done this, so we would just go cd to go into our current directory and ETH-faucet. And now I'm in this folder. And the next step would be to just copy npm run build and copy that into the ETH faucet folder to actually build the files. And then you'll be able to get some testnet pulse chain that way. So I'm still experimenting with that. More to come, but it's something.
I've not used command line in ages. I prefer terminal on Mac or Linux. Right. Yeah, I've only really hit the terminal a few times. I don't really need to do much over there. I mean, this is all rad for those that are into it. Me personally, as a streamer, I'm not going to put my machine under any undue stress except when I'm using OBS and streaming. Other than that, no.
Cool to play around with. Now, finally, what I want to touch on is the Block Explorer itself, because it really gives you a visualization of how fast and how cheap these transactions really are. So the Block Explorer URL is called scan.pulsechain.com. So just copy and paste this into your browser, and we're going to go to scan.pulsechain.com. And here you can see, this is the Block Explorer. We've got night mode, day mode, whatever. And the average block time is 3 seconds. We've got 22 million transactions, 13 million total blocks, and 5.5 million wallet.
How are there that many transactions already?
Is created so far. And look in front of your face, guys. There's blocks being created every 2 or 3 seconds. So as I'm talking, you can physically see the speed of this blockchain. You know how on Ethereum, it takes anywhere from like 45 seconds to even a couple of hours sometimes to send a complicated transaction through? Well, look at how fast transactions are going through, and look at how fast blocks are being created.
Mind you, this is testnet.
Created on Pulse Chain. It's incredibly fast. I mean, even before I'm done with my sentence, we've already gotten through, 4 or 5 blocks. So this is really, really cool. If you want to dig into individual transactions, you could see them all live. I mean, there's developers you could see right in front of you that are testing this out and transacting back and forth for very, very small fees. Look at the fee here. It's 0.000231 fee. And I mean, it's just really, really cool stuff. So we can dig into a block and try to see some of the transactions that are inside of it. Or let's just actually take a transaction rather, and then see which block it was a part of and do some analysis. So as I was talking, 10 blocks already went by in the past 30 seconds. This is basically what the transaction details were.
H-Man, you grew up on DOS way before Windows. I even did 3D before. I do remember DOS. I remember, was it DOS 3.1 or something? I do remember that. Yeah. / command directory run.s setup.exe. Yeah.
So you could see that it looks like they tried sending something to themselves, and they tried to send 0 Ether. So I guess there was a valueless transaction just to test out the gas fee, and the gas fee was 0.0000231. Now it says Ether here, but I believe it should say PLS because this is still the testnet. This Ethereum is probably not the right unit. It should probably say PLS there. If we go to Block Scout is the UI that's being used for this, and Block Scout is the UI that's going to be used for the Pulse Chain mainnet too. But you can also go to Block Scout for
DOS 3.1 was
that
the
are
most
live
stable.
right now.
Right.
So if you want to go to blockscout.com to get a sense for what our Block Explorer might look like, you can see live right now we've got XDAI, POA, Rootstock, and a couple of other mainnets. I think I've gone over this in previous videos, but this is basically going to be like our Etherscan, right, on day one. So you can see we've got our testnet version of our Etherscan type thing right here. And you can just dig into different transactions, see what block they were a part of, and just really see how fast they're confirming. Look, ever since I started talking, there's been like 20 blocks confirmed. I mean, in Bitcoin, 1 block takes 10 minutes, guys. In Pulse Chain, 1 block takes 3 seconds. It's revolutionary, guys. If you're not seeing this, if you're not getting it yet, I don't know what to tell you. And look at the transaction fees, 0.0000231 Ether. We're paying anywhere from $20 to $50 to swap on Ethereum right now. And that's because the price of Ethereum is so high, but it's also because there's so much usage on Ethereum and Ethereum is bloated. So because Pulse Chain's price is going to start so low, and because it's going to be a brand new environment, we can expect a lot lower fees as well. Now let's go back out to the homepage again just to see what's happening. Let's look at the validated transactions up here. And we could see successful token transfers, successful transactions every couple of seconds. You could tell there's developers that are doing stuff right now. Ooh, here's one where they actually transferred 10 hex from one wallet to another. So let's dig in here. Confirmed by 7 blocks only a couple of seconds ago. Confirmed within 3.1 seconds. Pretty awesome. And somebody sent 10 hex from 0x23 to 0x64. So this is a perfect example. And how much did they pay? They paid 0.00003. Again, not Ethereum. I think this is just a UI issue, but PLS token. So 0.00003 Ethereum is a very small number, But imagine that number being even smaller when you take into consideration the US dollar price of PLS when it launches. And the price of PLS when it launches is going to be, far less than a penny, right? Because the units are going to be so high. So you can see this is a really good example of somebody just sending a little bit of hex back and forth. Anyway, guys, this is a really exciting, revolutionary, monumental day for the hex community and the Pulse Chain community. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of excitement. I mean, I know I'm definitely super thrilled to be on this ride with you all. And this is a great update. Again, very recent, so I'm very new to this whole thing too. I'm experimenting along with you guys, but the testnet is released. There's a faucet out there, and as I learn more things, as I play around with the GoPulse implementation, now that I can play around with it, I'm going to go mess around with all the commands on the command line, and if I find anything interesting, I'll definitely be getting back to you, and I'll definitely be sharing any cool information that I can do. Now, there's not a whole lot of UIs built for this type of thing, so connecting to MetaMask is one thing. That's one way to connect to a UI. But not a lot of people have built, Pulse Chain user interfaces, right? So a lot of this stuff will have to be done on command line. So I do recommend, go into GoPulse, this repository, and you can play around with some of these commands like geth, bootnode, EVM, all these different things. Experiment and see what you can do. Because it's a testnet, right? If you lose money on a testnet, it's not real money. So this is going to be a fun experiment. And all this really means is that we're this much closer to the Pulse Chain launch. It's definitely imminent, I would say within a couple of months, but we just have to let the developers do what they do best and code.
He said a couple of months, he thinks. Okay, I've heard testnet would probably last between 4 to 6 weeks.
Code debug until everything is running perfectly and smoothly. So that's all for today, guys. I'll talk to you on the next video.
Very cool, very thorough. This guy, his channel Crypto Coffee, I'm gonna pop his channel in the chat here. So if you want to go and give him some support, that's his channel over there in the chat. I'd encourage you to, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, or you're thinking how I'm thinking, trying to get ready for this is the testnet, trying to get everything ready and get sorted for Pulse Chain, you might want to follow his channel because he's got a smart way of thinking about it. So let's move on and take a look at a second. We always have at least 2 videos that we want to look at, or at least 2 to 3. If you can get into a terminal or a command line for the testnet, you'll become a power user. Right. Here we go. From the channel Hodl Dog, Pulse Chain testnet is live. This guy's in Switzerland.
Welcome to day 667 in my Hex and Pulse Chain journey. I hope you're doing all great. Thanks for my latest subscriber Fernando Silva. Welcome to the Hood brother, and please now make sure to hit that like button. Let's get this video up to 600 likes. Hit that subscriber button and turn on post notification to get notified for every new video. And now let's get started with today's episode. So today's video is an emergency update. The testnet for the Pulse Chain is out and up and running, so let's jump right into it. We have a few sites we can check it. GitLab.com with the Pulse Chain repository is already updated. You can see you have here the main repository of GoPulse. You have the Pulse faucet for some free tokens on the testnet, and you have the Pulse Chain testnet. So we're gonna have a quick look over the 3 pages. Let's start with the Pulse Chain testnet.
So this may be very similar information, but it is important to get multiple takes on things, right? Someone might miss something.
This is the newest one. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see the files in here, and then you have as well a little text and a little introduction how to connect and to configure everything. The first part is connecting MetaMask if you would like so, but I would not recommend to use your productive wallet. Just use a test wallet. You can already connect your MetaMask wallet to the Pulse Chain testnet, and down here you have also the information about how to connect a Pulse Chain node on a Pulse Chain testnet. So if you scroll further down, it's really easy. All you need is quite a decent space of storage. You need 2 files, the config.toml file and the genesis.json file, and after that you can already run your Pulse Chain testnet in a Docker. You just need to follow this command here just to initialize the Genesis block file. After that you can start your Pulse node on the testnet with the following command. So it is really easy, and we will see in a second that we have already some nodes up and running, some transactions are going on. But first let's continue on GitLab. GitLab. The second repository you can see is the Go Pulse. This will be the main Pulse repository where you find all the necessary software if you want to build a node or a validator node, for example. And the last repository is the Pulse Faucet. This is just used that you can get some free tokens to transact on the Pulse chain testnet. If you scroll further down, you can see how you can access this faucet, how you can get some tokens that you can transact on the testnet. So the first site I can show you already is scan.pulsechain.com. This is the block explorer for the upcoming Pulse chain, and I'm really happy to see we have even a night mode, so night mode activated. You can see an average block time of 3 seconds for the moment, so a new block is minted every 3 seconds, and down here you can see it's even faster than 3 seconds sometimes. If we scroll down a little bit, you can see as well we have some transactions going on. People are already sending Ethereum on this testnet back and forth, as well some other tokens. You have here transaction success, token transfer success. If you click on it, you can have all the information you know already from etherscan.io. So you can see that this block is already confirmed. It took it 4.3 seconds roughly, and it has already 34 blocks confirmation. You can see where it's coming from, where it's going to, what was transferred, in this case some Direwolf tokens, and down here you can see some additional information. As said before, you know this already from Etherscan. If we go back quickly on the block explorer, you can go up in here, you can see all the transactions. For example, you can see the validated and the pending transactions. You have also some information about the blocks, the uncles and the fork blocks. And if you go to tokens, this is really interesting. You can see now we have a shit ton of tokens here. We have basically the Ethereum and all the ERC20 tokens in here. So you can see this blockchain already contains all the tokens. This will be the same on the productive mainnet once it's launched. And I guess we just need a couple more weeks until we see the mainnet going live. We have, of course, Hex.
So he said a couple of weeks, and old mate from before said 6 weeks.
With the total supply of Hex, we have all the other tokens, you know, we have some stable coins as well, and people are already transacting these tokens on the testnet, so this is already really nice to see how it goes. And if you're still not sure if this is legit, I think it's pretty damn legit, because first we have it here on the GitLab, we have all the information published on the gitlab.com website. Second, we have David Feeder, he just tweeted out, it's the legit GitLab, the pulsechain.com testnet has begun. So this means already a lot, even if we don't have a confirmation from Richard, but Richard is actually at the moment in Liechtenstein, where it's like 3 in the morning, so I guess he's probably sleeping. But of course I got you covered from the lead dev of the Pulsechain network. The only block confirmation you need for the testnet is from the legend himself, David Feeder. So he just retweeted the tweet from David, so this is confirmation enough.
I also have a shit ton of tokens in my toilet.
The testnet for the Pulsechain network is live. This was it already for today's update. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, stay long and fat, stay safe out there, and see you in the next one.
Stay long and
Peace.
fat. So that's from the channel Hodl Dog. Again, I'm going to put his channel in the chit chat. Just in the case that you want to support him as well, if you dig his style, there it is, Hodl Dog. So we will take the last one here. This is from a channel called Investor London from yesterday or today, September 30th. Pulsechain testnet is live. We always take 3 videos. Let's take a look at this one.
It is live. Pulsechain tweeted that Pulsechain's testnet is live. Wow, I did not expect the testnet to come out this quick. This is insane. So if you guys want to see the testnet, how to set up for the testnet, what to do, this is the video to watch, and I'll show you guys everything you need to know. If you guys are new to the channel, I post Hex and Pulse content. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Pulsechain tweeted out the Pulsechain testnet is live. You can go here to look at all the code and whatnot, or you can go to here. So basically, we'll go to here. So we are on the GitLab. This is basically, you could see all the code, basically how to go into the testnet. I'm going to be showing you guys in this video how to actually do it though, because you can look at the instructions. I know a lot of people are having problems and having to do it, and they don't understand. So I'll show you guys how to do it.
People having problems?
This is all your code right in here. You can read.
It's pretty straightforward.
All that nonsense. If you want to look into
all
it,
that nonsense.
You can. I mean, it won't make sense if you don't know how to code. But here we go. Here's how to connect to the testnet. So I'm gonna pull up my MetaMask and show you guys. So first, let's go through the instructions, and then I'll do it on my MetaMask to show you guys. If you guys do not have MetaMask, it should be pretty much the same thing for Trust Wallet or whatnot. I don't have Trust Wallet. It basically
TKK,
should
this
be
guy
the same.
sounds about 12. I mean, he sounds young, guys. But you know, it's important to get an overall perspective here. He just mentioned something that neither of the other two mentioned, that people are having difficulty doing this. Maybe that's just him speculating, but
Same thing. So this is how you do it for MetaMask, though. You'll have your mainnet up here, and then you go to custom RPC. Again, I'll be showing you guys, but this is just a little.
I despise all this, guys. I'll be showing you guys. Make sure, guys, you do this. Make sure, guys, if you like this, guys, make sure you subscribe and like, guys. Like, it's just not. It's not cool. Call them yahoos instead.
Here, and then you're gonna type in all this, and then basically press save. That's literally it. So let me show you guys how to do that. So I'm in one of my example wallets. So what you want to do, you want to go up to this. This is your. This is what main.
Davey Z, good morning, afternoon, evening, night, day, hell, heaven, how is all? How you doing, man? No on-screen chat. That's not working, unfortunately, still. But I see it there, but I don't have it on screen.
Internet. You could be on Ethereum, Binance, or whatever. So we're on Ethereum's mainnet. You want to press this, and as you can see, I already did it, but I'll do it again. And what you want to do, you want to go to custom RPC, right?
Guys.
Custom chain. You're
So
gonna
go ahead
put
and click
the
that,
network
guys.
Name. So you're going to put where is it? You're gonna put
Where is it, guys?
the network name, Pulse Chain testnet. Put that in. Make sure you copy everything to a crisp, because you do not want to get anything wrong.
You just didn't copy it,
Then
dude.
for the new RPC URL,
Don't tell me he's gonna type
you're
the whole
put
thing.
That URL. So I already did mine,
Good.
but
Guys.
I'll just go through it again. I don't think it'll let me save again, but oh well. All right, so chain ID, you're gonna put the chain ID. It's 940, and then current symbol TPLS.
Guys.
Block. You don't need the block explorer. And then what you want
The
to
only
do, you're
people
gonna
nowadays
save.
who
I already
can code
have
are
it.
12.
So if I go to
Davey Z, can't stay long driving son to school, then starting in the
That's it.
morning. No worries, man. No worries, dude. Take care. I appreciate you swinging in. Hello. See ya.
copied my hex in here, so that's basically just phex. We don't know though, it's a test net. But so if you're confused and you're thinking this is your pulse, because I thought this was my pulse at first, I'm like, oh shoot, this is my pulse. Why do I only have 0.2 pulse? You know, this is your Ethereum. This is your copied Ethereum. So if I go back, I have what, like 0.2479 Ethereum. So as you can see, it's just literally copied. So yeah. But there you go. You can play around with this. What also you can do, you can go to the Block Explorer. This is the Block Explorer. This is my wallet. So as you can see here, it's just a Block Explorer. You can go do it, and let me go in here. You can see all the transactions that are going through. I don't know if there's any websites.
My Eunice, wow! Davey, I don't have those on, or Tidy Labs has turned them all off
there
or
maybe
something,
is.
but I can give you a My Eunice, wow! Thank you, man.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that. People are just playing around, sending stuff
So
back
we're gonna-
and forth.
We're going to test that in a second.
And yeah, we'll see though. So that's how you go into the testnet. I hope this video helps you guys.
So that
yeah, if you
wasn't
have
the
any
greatest
questions,
video. However, it is important to get an overall perspective. His channel is called Investor London. If
it
you
is live.
if you want to go and give some support to Investor London, I'm going to pop his channel in the chit chat there for you. And that's that. So what we should do, first of all, let's just go back and check my bankroll.network and see if, let's go back and check and see if my energy levels have built up enough to transact again. Let's refresh. So it's only at 71,801. So that's below the cost. That's just around the cost of energy that it took me to do this transaction. But in the risk that it's going to burn my liquid TRX, I'm not going to do this transaction. The transaction being, we've got our divs here ready to withdraw. If I clicked withdraw now, that would put that 1,000 or that 11,000 TRX into my MetaMask, into my TronLink wallet. But that would burn my energy and burn some TRX. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to wait until tomorrow, and we'll do another promptu quick crypto stream where we actually do that transaction. This is the way that we're not going to burn liquid TRX. We're going to burn energy and bandwidth. So that does conclude my information on the testnet for Pulse Chain. However, I am in the Discord right now, and Tidy, this is in regards to the issues that I'm experiencing with Tidy Labs. Tidy says, are you able to load the browser sources in a browser? Which is a great idea to test. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So let me just go ahead and do that. I'm going to, I'm going to open up Tidy Labs here. I could probably just get it off my, actually, you know what I could do? I can just get it off the URL in my Discord, in my OBS. So Tidy Labs alert URL, this is the URL. Let me try loading this into a browser. So let's put, this is the Firefox browser. We'll post this URL here. So this is my alerts. So at this particular junction, if somebody, actually I should have done the chat one, right? Or I can test, hang on, I can't test, I've got to log in. Yeah, let me log in and test the lemon. Let me log in and test this. That also concludes me watching your stream. Check you on the morrow. No worries, H-Man. I'm just going to check this out. It's good to do it live and then see if it does or doesn't work. So if I go to alert box and we go down here and we test lemon, there it is. Dude, that's weird. It worked. It literally works there, and that is the alert that I grabbed out of OBS. So I didn't get that alert URL from here. I got that alert URL from my OBS. So that is the correct URL. So that tells me, let me try the chat as well. Let me just grab the chat overlay and just check that one. Copy. Actually, you know what? I won't copy it from there. I'll copy it. Well, I did copy it from there, but I'll copy it from my OBS first. There we go. I've got it from OBS, and I'll punch that in to a new browser. Here comes the chat, hopefully. That's the chat overlay. So now if we chat, there you go, TKK. What if you create a new test score and test it? Good idea, my friend. And there you see it coming up there anyway. So let's try that, dude. Let's go back here and try a new. Oh, I don't want to delete my stuff though. Actually, I'll just put that. I'll just reply to Tidy and say yes, that actually works. But not in OBS still. So that tells me you mean a new test source in OBS. That's a good idea. Yeah, let me try that, dude. So let me just do a completely new one. Well, okay, we'll grab a lemon, right? Oh, it's just here. Sorry, it's the same alert for everything. So let's just grab. The URL has been widget copied to my clipboard. We're on the alerts widget. Let's make a new alert widget. Let's just go back here and just make a new source. This is a test one. It's a browser source, my friend. And it's going to be called test. And in goes a... There it is, it's in there, so it's on the screen. Now I'll test my lemon. Nope. Interesting. What? That worked. TKK, that worked for you, but not for me for a test. Okay, so the audio is not being TKK, Davey Z, thank you. hold off. But thank you. I want to tell you. So that audio is not coming through the system. It's coming through the speakers. So what's the difference? I guess this is the way we're going to work this out. What is the difference between these properties? I'm going to show them to you. What is the difference between this? This is the test. The URL. Wow, there's a gap at the front of the URL. That's weird. Let's take that out. So oh, we're on the wrong. What? Hang on. Where was that? That's the test there. Is that a triple give there? It was too. Sorry, TKK. I didn't even see that, dude.
Jesus. Bees, ease, cheese, ease, needs, me's, e, leaves, keys, mean, things, these, wings, teas, leaves, me's, these, bees, mean, mind, water, veins.
Thank you, my friend. Now that, as far as I'm aware, there is no difference between. Well, let me just bring up so Tidy Labs alert URL. It's asking me there are unsaved changes. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to... Ooh, I do see a difference there. You guys can't see this, can you? Custom frame rate. Could that be the only thing that's different? You know what? First of all, first test. Why does it put it there? It doesn't bump it all the way to the end of the... Okay. That's in there. So I'm going to get rid of this guy. No, shit. So let me get rid of that fake one. Test is gone. That worked, didn't it? So, is it the URL? What? I'm even more confused than before now. I got the URL out of OBS and it now works in one. Thank you, Hendrik. So that's working, right? Therefore, where's my chat? Okay, let me work on the chat then. Wow, this is really weird. The only thing that would explain this is if the URL had changed, but I literally copied the URL. It could be that little bump at the end. Let me see. My chat. See, that doesn't have that bump at the end. That's weird. Okay, well, let me go back over here and grab the chat. Grab the chat overlay. I mean, I'm going to copy the URL. I don't know why. I'm going to try a new... I'll come back in here and go and do a new test browser again. Browser source. It's going to be called test again. And I'm going to punch in the URL here from Tidy Labs. This is the chat. Should just come up. I guess it should just come up. Maybe there's an issue with OBS's certificates because it's a hidden web browser. Maybe. Test chat message. Thank you, TKK. That did not work. That's weird. Why did that not work then? Okay. Tall ship. That worked. Grab the chat. Now, if you'd been saying that in French, you could run for president. I don't know what that means, dude. But interestingly, new test. Thank you, TKK. So interestingly, if I grab, I'm just going to grab that URL and I'm going to delete this test one and go back to my original one, which is here, and I'm gonna put the URL back in, which it is the same URL, right? Hang on a second, I'm just gonna check that is the same URL. Ends in 462. Yep, it's the same URL. Okay, well I just put that back into my existing one, and we'll see. Can we do a new test, TKK? A new test. I think we're getting somewhere here. I think we're getting somewhere. TKK with a lemon, that worked. New test 2. This ist ein Test, ja? Nein, that didn't work. That's weird, man. Testy test. Still no good with the testy test. Something's going wrong here. I mean, what am I doing? What? Why is this happening? I thought it worked a minute ago and I posted text. See, that was a new... So here's the thing. I added a new source as a test to see if it worked. Now, the URL in that source is the same URL that's in the existing chat source. Yet... And now it's working. What if you TKK, that's using the old one. Perfect. That's working. I think that's working. What? There's a big latency though. Wow. Bingo. We're back up with that. Okay, so then let's go down the list and work on... Let's add my... Oh, dear Lord, why is this happening to me? Right, that's how I'm feeling. Reload your chat overlay, otherwise make a new source. I was going to do that, Hendrik, and then literally copy and paste the properties. But it doesn't need to be done. But isn't it weird? Let me grab the viewers watching. Why is that? Where's my follower goal? Viewers watching. Here we go. So let's grab this. So this URL looks like this. And I'm going to add a new one. It's a new browser source. It's called Testy. And here we go. This is going to be the viewers watching.
I just want to tell you how it feels.
I just want to tell you how it feels. Come on, tell me. Thank you, TKK. I'll just move this over here a little. So that should come up, but it didn't. I feel like there's something, like it's taking so long to load it. Like, well, you can't. There it is. Right in the middle of my. Okay, so then in that case, wow, that's weird. Let me just grab that out, delete that, and go back to the old one. The old one looks like viewers watching. Looks like this. Okay, I just added that back in and we'll see if that comes up. If it takes its time, it should come up sort of somewhere around about here, approximately. At some point, that should pop on. It's like it's loading for the first time. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm scratching it. Come on. I'm gonna make it appear. I'm rolling it. I'm gonna make it appear just here. Come on. I'm tickling it. I'm tickling its underside like you tickle a trout in some landlocked lake. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah. So why is this one not working? Too slow. Okay, so that's working. Follow a goal, I guess, is the next one. I'm just going to try refreshing the cache and see if that... The cache refresh works now. Seriously? I believe we're back. That means they're working everywhere. That means they're working everywhere. We are back. Let me just put a message to Tidy in the chat. Say that's working. Check OBS output. I had similar issues yesterday, and it was the OBS update that had changed the sound settings from voice meter to audio off. Kalski, Cal69. I did think of that, but a lot of my alerts don't use audio. I'll just put that in the chat. In the Discord. I had thought of that, but it wasn't only. Whoops. Only on audio alerts. It was on follower goals and viewers watching. I'm going to say, interestingly, the fix was to remove or to add a new source with the same URL and then delete that one once it was working. And look at the chat working. Back in the auditorium. Thank you, Hendrik. And then the old one would work. Okay, so I've fixed it, and I've left messages for anybody else that encounters this issue. So, Elfsar, if you're watching this or a replay, maybe to get your commands to work, you've got to remove them, or you've got to create a new command with the don't change the URL, don't request a new URL or anything, just use the existing one, create a new source in OBS, make sure you verify that works, just leave it in the default location. Then what I did was I removed that one, and then the old one worked. Folks, we're going to wrap things up here, though. Does anybody want to host? We got 18 yahoos watching the content. Let's give someone a host, eh? Who's live on the machines who would appreciate an 18 viewer host? I'll let you yahoos decide who that is. And while you do, I want to thank the financial contributions to the stream here. You know I do this full time. This is my second stream today. Crikey. Hey, how about that for an output? 2 streams in the same day? What? Thank you for contributing to my stream. When you look to your own Chisels chat, you can see the top contributors to this stream. TKK9090, Davey Z, and H-Man. Hell yeah, thank you for the contributions that you beautiful specimens have made. TKK, Davey Z, and Hendrik. Yeah, who are we going to host? Don't fail me now, chat. Who are we going to host? Miss Lolo's live again. Should we host her again? She'll be like, what? You've already hosted me once, man. What? Look, Miss Lolo's live. In the sidebar here. Should we host Miss Lolo again? That's pretty funny. She was live when I hosted like an hour or two ago. She must have stopped her stream and started again. I'm just gonna wait till someone gives me. I just want you to tell me how it feels. Tell me. I just want you to tell me who to host. Hello? Hello? Who are we hosting? Come on! Give it to me. 21 of you and no one saying Jack! Wait up. Hendrik says, yeah, do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's give Miss Lolo a hosty. She'll be like, what? How come you're hosting me again? I'll be like, how come you're still live when you weren't before? Keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down. Let's post her in here. Well, there you go, folks. That's going to give us a confirmation warning right there. You know how the deal works. Now that everything's working again, I feel back to myself again. I'll see you yahoos tomorrow for a cap game. I know you won't be there, H-Man. All Depeche Mode. If you're interested in Depeche Mode, that's all Depeche Mode on the cap game tomorrow. I'm going to have a couple of homebrews. Maybe some Jägermeister. See you all then, you beautiful specimens. Don't forget to hit the yellow bar top of the screen. Feel that gives love. See you later. See you later? Oh, see you later. See you later. Yeah. Out of there. Did that work this time? I hope so. No.